As the year comes to a close, I can finally release an updated list of attractions, rides, and fireworks shows that work with the MagicBand Plus at Walt Disney World, which thankfully now includes Disney Springs instead of just having light up functionality exclusive to the parks. So for fun, let's start with the very latest in the MagicBand Plus functionality, and then I'll go over everything that I've previously covered for anyone that missed the last video. Our first up is actually Disney Springs. For the 2023 Christmas Tree Stroll, Disney added MagicBand Plus functionality to 6 trees around Disney Springs. The first tree is Encanto, which has a roughly 40-second loop. Then we have the Frozen tree, which has a much shorter 5-second-ish loop. The Mickey and Minnie tree also has a fairly short loop at about 8 seconds. Then we have the Wish tree in front of AMC, which has colors from the movie for a very long 50-second loop. The Nightmare Before Christmas tree and the Town Center tree have insanely similar functionality with a very basic white light loop lasting maybe a couple seconds before restarting. There is a slight difference in them though. Town Square has a loop around the outside and then ducks into the center. Meanwhile, Nightmare's loop is just an infinite circle around the outside of the puck. This was actually a really fun way to ensure that I did the Christmas tree stroll, because the stroll by itself is really cool, but it's not necessarily a must-do for me. Moving on to the parks though, I do have to mention that Jollywood Nights at Hollywood Studios did not receive any functionality, and I was really disappointed by that since Disney's MagicBand Plus team put it at both holiday parties at Magic Kingdom in 2022. However, Animal Kingdom has been given some love, with Na'vi River Journey actually receiving MagicBand Plus functionality on the ride itself. Epcot was definitely treated very well with functionality. For the D100 celebration, Soarin' Over California returned, and at the junction of the 3 exits, you can get pinged. It is super specific, and I feel like most people miss it just because of how small of a window there is to get pinged. Much like I guessed in September, Journey of Water inspired by Moana actually did receive MagicBand Plus functionality for the full opening. When a group creates a giant wave at the end of the attraction, your band will vibrate and glow if you are standing in the final area at the end of the attraction. It's much easier to see at night though. And of course, Luminous, the Symphony of Us, was also given MagicBand Plus functionality. Granted, it is much more similar to Fantasmic or Happily Ever After, where the band will actually stop glowing for a considerable portion of the show. Magic Kingdom was actually given less than Epcot when you exclude the changes to the statues. Pirates of the Caribbean finally received the Cannonball effect from the Disney Cruise Line's Disney Band Plus functionality, and the new show Frozen Holiday Surprise was given some MagicBand functionality towards the very end of the show. The statues have all almost been updated. In Disney's Animal Kingdom and Epcot, the 50th emblems have been completely removed from all 9 statues between both parks. Magic Kingdom and Studios did remove some of the emblems, but the ones that weren't easy to replace were actually given overlays that sort of have the D100 color scheme. It definitely kind of feels out of place if you've been to Walt Disney World since the statues first went up. The statues that have cover-ups are Stitch, Dumbo and Timothy Mouse, Jock and Gus, Tinkerbell, Abu, Orange Bird, Cheshire Cat, and Frozone. Something I only realized during the editing of this video is that while Joe Gardner's statue still has the large 50th emblem, he also had a smaller 50th emblem on the side of his piano stool, which has been changed to a treble clef with the D100 colors. Without the footage from September, I'm not even sure I would have noticed such a small detail. The MagicBand Plus was released at Walt Disney World on July 27, 2022, and has quickly expanded to other Disney vacation destinations. The band went west to Disneyland and Anaheim on October 26, 2022, and then went to sea for the 25th anniversary of Disney Cruise Line under the name Disney Band Plus. The Disney Band Plus was initially added to the Disney Wish on June 6, 2023. It was then added to the Disney Fantasy on July 29th, followed by the Disney Magic receiving the Disney Band Plus on October 22nd, and most recently the Disney Dream on November 20th. Now the reason I bring those up is that it creates an excuse as to why the Magic Band Plus wasn't added to Jollywood Nights. That excuse being that Disney was more focused on bringing the Disney Band Plus to most of the cruise line so that they could sell it to people that were going to the parks before or after their cruise. That's right, if you add a Magic Band Plus to your account, you can use it at the 6 US theme parks, Disney Springs, and the 4 Disney Cruise Line ships that are currently sailing in the US. But this video is focusing on Disney World because I don't have the money to be able to check out everything in the span of 3 months since the last video. Now, there are a lot of little pieces of functionality for the Magic Band Plus across property. At all 4 theme parks and the 2 water parks, you can use your Magic Band Plus to tap in at the gates. This actually has one of 4 light-up effects on the turnstile, depending on if you have a regular ticket, are an annual pass holder, a cast member, or a part of the Disney Vacation Club. For the 4 theme parks, you will also have a light-up effect when you tap your Magic Band Plus in for a lightning lane. At every resort, you can use your Magic Band Plus as a key to get into your room. Also, at some resorts, like All-Star Movies and Boardwalk, you can find PhotoPass machines that you can tap your band with and have photos sent to your account. Every Fab 50 statue will do the same effects, a short light up and a quote from the character, or a musical tone, which will also change for Halloween and Christmas. A very little known fact is that you can use your phone's NFC scanner as a way to add your Magic Band Plus to your account through the My Disney Experience app. This is significantly faster than typing in all the numbers or trying to line up the camera just right. Regardless of how you add it, you will most likely need to install an update. This will create a pop-it effect where you need to just wait for the update to completely install on your Magic Band Plus. Now, I could spend a very long time talking about the individual Magic Band Plus themes, but I specifically want to point out the ones that are timed exclusive. If Disney brings back Disney Plus Day, then you'll have a chance to obtain the current rarest theme. It's just the Magic Band Plus version of the Disney Plus Shooting Star effect, but it's only been available for 1 day, September 8th, 2022. The theme that I've seen time-gated like this that was not nearly as rare is the Season's Greetings holiday theme that is available starting in November, and I would assume ends in December, as it hasn't gone off the app yet. Epcot has finally been freed from some of the walls that have been up for years, so I figured it would be fun to go through the functionality here first. Since the Magic Band Plus released, Epcot has had 3 nighttime spectaculars, 5 attractions, and 6 statues that have now had their 50th emblems removed. The number of attractions doesn't include Test Track, as the ability to tap your band to create a vehicle existed prior to the Magic Band Plus. You can still use your Magic Band Plus at any of the tap stations in Test Track to build a car and drive it around. That number also doesn't include the screens at Mission Space, as those are still not back online. For the rides and attractions, however, we'll start at the International Gateway, as you can see the first ride with functionality from the Skyliner. Remy's Ride to Adventure is the first of many rides on this list to have light-up effects exclusively at the end of the ride. As you are exiting the ride, your Magic Band Plus will show you the French flag. Moving further into the World Showcase, you can find the next bit of functionality at Frozen Ever After. In the room where Elsa is singing, your Magic Band will light up from the moment you enter the room until you're almost in the room with Marshmallow and the Snow Geese. Once you exit the ride, you can also find some more Magic Band Plus effects in the hallway before the gift shop. Our next up is the Mexico Pavilion, where you can use your Magic Band Plus to make a skeleton from Coco. Making our way to the front of the showcase, you can find 5 of the 6 statues. These were some of the first to fully have their emblems removed, which is probably because they are such a focus as you enter the area. Hey and Pua sit on the right side with a statue of Olaf and Bruni sitting to the left of them. Opposite the Frozen duo, we have Rocket and Groot standing together, and then Dante and Miguel on separate statues. The last of the 6 Epcot statues is Figment, who sits at the junction from the bridge to the Odyssey. Going into World Discovery, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind still has the MagicBand functionality at the end of the ride, which I honestly am not sure helps with the stairs. Walking over to World Nature, you can find that Journey of Water inspired by Moana does have MagicBand Plus functionality in the final scene of the walkthrough attraction whenever the group fountain goes off. And as I mentioned earlier, Soarin' over California currently has MagicBand Plus functionality at the intersection of the 3 exit paths. Now I imagine that will continue when Disney goes back to Soarin' around the world, but I'll let y'all know if it's removed. The last attraction-based functionality for now is the nightly show on Spaceship Earth. Currently, the main show is the only one with proper functionality, but that same functionality is also used for shows like the Festival of the Holidays Frozen show. As far as my testing has gone, the new community space in World Celebration doesn't actually have the MagicBand Plus functionality, at least not properly. You can, for sure, obtain it on the monorail. As I mentioned at the start of this portion, Epcot's shows have all had MagicBand Plus functionality. Unfortunately, I only have this small portion of functionality for Harmonious, as I didn't think to do the elaborate setup to sync the show and the light effects until after it was gone. Epcot Forever, which as of December 5th is gone, did have MagicBand Plus functionality, and I think it might have had the most of any of the fireworks shows thus far. Luminous The Symphony of Us also has MagicBand Plus functionality, though at a significantly toned back level from its predecessor. Being the first brand new fireworks show to have released at Disney World since the MagicBand Plus, I think it is very well integrated, even if I would like to see more effects. If you are interested, I have videos for Epcot Forever and Luminous up on my channel. Being the youngest park, it does feel like DAC is trying super hard to get some functionality over Hollywood Studios. As of this video, you can find 4 statues and 2 rides that will create light up effects for you in MagicBand Plus. The 4 statues are right in front of the Tree of Life. From left to right, we have Bambi and Thumper, then the Lion King trio of Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa, and finally we have Nemo and Dory. I will mention that I checked the holiday show for MagicBand Plus functionality and left without finding any. It was kind of disappointing, honestly. Over in Pandora, both rides now have MagicBand Plus functionality. On Flight of Passage, you can find a blue light up effect as you are walking out the last hallway. And on Navi River Journey, your MagicBand Plus will glow for a decent amount of the ride time. As of my last check, Expedition Everest still doesn't have the MagicBand screens working. With all the blue sky projects for the park, it seems the MagicBand Plus team doesn't want to have their work undone by a new ride or attraction. So I am patiently waiting for Disney to show proper love for the MagicBand Plus at their largest Orlando theme park. That's right, we're going to the main draw of Disney World for our 3rd park. With the inclusion of the Frozen Holiday Surprise, we have a new category, the stage shows. That is in addition to the 19 statues, a MagicBand scavenger hunt, 4 firework nighttime spectaculars, and 5 rides. Since the MagicBand scavenger hunt is an exclusive to the MagicBand Plus, we'll start with that. Over in Adventureland, you can find a Pirate's Adventure, the Treasure of the Seven Seas. Much like the screens on some of the rides, this existed prior to the MagicBand Plus, but still fully functions with it. The kiosk will assign you a map for the cast member to give you, then you need to follow the various points on the map to find where they lead. Honestly, videos of this don't do it justice, you need to experience it for yourself. While you're doing that though, make sure to ride Pirates of the Caribbean, as MagicBand Plus functionality has finally been added to the drop to go in time with the cannons. I haven't gotten to ride it enough lately to say if it's actually supposed to be in the room with the cannonballs, as the only point I had it activate was right as you are entering that area. This is actually the same functionality I found on the Disney Wish during Pirates Night. Adventureland is also home to the updated Fab 50 statues of Abu and Orange Bird. Moving into Frontierland and Liberty Square, we only have the Haunted Mansions functionality. The initial effect is in the queue after the stretching room, and then you'll have your MagicBand Plus ping you again once you get to the conveyor belt at the end of the ride. While I am certain that I saw the MagicBand Plus ping me in the attic before, I haven't had it recently, which makes me think that they might have removed it, or it was actually a delayed ping from one of the entry sensors. It's happened to me with the statues, so it's certainly possible. Moving into Fantasyland, we have It's a Small World's 4 screens at the end of the ride. I really enjoy getting to have all 4 show my name at the same time. The main part of Fantasyland contains the Fab 50 statues of Pinocchio, as well as Cogsworth and Lumiere. Continuing on, you can find the statues of Mad Hatter and Cheshire Cat between Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland actually has the most rides with MagicBand Plus functionality in Magic Kingdom. Tron Light Cycle Run has 2 pieces. It'll go off during the countdown on the ride, and then at the end it has one of the cooler examples of Disney being creative with the light up effects. On the other side of Tomorrowland, you can find my favorite ride at Walt Disney World, Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin. As you enter the room with the astronaut, your MagicBand Plus will light up to look like the score counter for the ride vehicles. Making our way out of Tomorrowland, you can find Stitch with a Galactic Federation emblem between Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor and Tomorrowland Terrace. At the very front of the park, right after you go under the train tracks, is a Fab 50 statue of Lady and the Tramp. Between the Hub and Adventureland, you can find a statue of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. Close to them inside the Hub is the updated statue of Tinkerbell, with her emblem now being the second star to the right. Working our way around, Jock and Gus are now carrying their new emblem. Then we have Dumbo and Timothy Mouse with one of the smallest emblems. Inside the main gardens are the statues of Chip and Dale, then Donald and Daisy, followed by Goofy and Pluto. Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse are the last 2 statues, and between them, they have a plaque dedicated to all cast members, past, present, and future. It is the only thing from the 50th that was not updated alongside the statues, and I really hope it never is. The newest piece of functionality for Magic Kingdom is the Frozen Holiday Surprise. This is a short and sweet stage show that surprisingly had functionality, which is different for the parks, as Fantasmic is really the only other show that has functionality during a performance. The cruise line also does, but again, not the focus of this video. The castle has also had 4 fireworks shows since the MagicBand Plus released. The first was Enchantment, which is returning for the After Hours event in 2024. The second is Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular Fireworks for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, which should return in 2024. The third is Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which should also return in 2024, and as of recording this, is currently playing every night until the end of the year. The current regular fireworks are Disney's Happily Ever After, which returned just after the end of the 50th anniversary. At least for Happily Ever After, there is also a 5 and 10 minute warning that causes the light effects on the band. In the park that showcases many of Disney's acquisitions, there have unfortunately been no new additions since September. There are currently 3 rides, 1 attraction, 1 exclusive MagicBand Plus scavenger hunt, the best fireworks show on property, and 7 Fab 50 statues. Joe Gardner's large 50th emblem still sticks out like a sore thumb, so I'm not sure what the plan is there. But it absolutely distracts from his treble clef emblem, so I'm hoping they come back and remove it eventually. 5 of the other statues have had their emblems completely removed. Making our way from Joe, we have Flounder and Sebastian, then Woody and Bo Peep. On the opposite side of the main hub of Hollywood Studios, we have Frozone with his new Incredibles-based emblem. Next to him, we have Edna Mode, and on the opposite side of that planter, we have BB-8 and R2-D2. Thankfully, the statues aren't the only form of love that Star Wars gets with the MagicBand Plus. Back in Galaxy's Edge, you can still find the 20-level Star Wars Bounty Hunter's Scavenger Hunt. It's still very simplistic in its approach, with green indicating that you're going the right way, red indicating you're going the wrong way, and purple indicating that you found where you need to use the Play Disney app. All things considered, I really need to actually play through the rest of the levels. I just haven't had the time since I only started recording the MagicBand Plus functionality towards the end of August, and it's been holiday season since the last video. The attraction I mentioned before is Muppet Vision 3D. As of right now, that is the only non-Disney IP ride to have any MagicBand Plus functionality. This appears right after you leave the show, as your band will light up with a rainbow effect. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is next with a red and yellow color scheme, which is also at the ride's exit. Rock and Roller Coaster actually starts as you are in the tunnel before the exit to the ride. It continues until you walk down the ramp to leave the gift shop. As of my last check, the posters for Rockin' are still not back to showing people's names, but I'm keeping an eye out for them because I have heard that they've been on and off lately. Someone pointed out that last time I forgot to mention Star Tours has a similar MagicBand screen, but I very much assure you that Star Tours is typically one of the fastest rides to check, and those screens were on B-Show on December 26th, and have been since before I started checking. Hopefully they're back soon though. The final ride as of right now is Tower of Terror. Similar to Haunted Mansion, Tower creates a red eerie glow as you are leaving the ride towards the PhotoPass touchpoints. Last but certainly not least is Fantasmic, which might currently be the fireworks show with the most effects tied to the MagicBand Plus. There are a handful of parts that the band will stop lighting up, but with this being the first show that returned after the MagicBand Plus release, it really does a smooth job of trying to convince people to buy the band.
Such wonders emerge where reality thins.
Even with the exclusion of Hollywood Studios, there was a lot more functionality for the MagicBand Plus added these last couple months than I would have expected. It's really cool that Disney Springs finally got to join in on having the bands light up, even if it was just for the holiday season. I'm really excited to see if they decide to keep something year-round to showcase the MagicBand Plus at what is essentially their shopping mall. I'm also hoping that if Jollywood Nights continues next year, then Disney actually decides to add functionality to it, as I would have quite enjoyed it. I have been really enjoying getting to track down the functionality, and I can't wait for the chance to use MagicBand Plus at other Disney vacation destinations. There's just so many opportunities that Disney hasn't tapped into for the band yet, and I think we're going to start seeing those with the Disney Treasure next year. If you enjoyed this video, then why not subscribe? I've got major plans going into 2024, and I'm excited to share them with y'all. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!